Hi guys, my name is Kevin Scarpolino and I will be your host today. Today we will be receiving Sababay wine at Bali Wine Store, and today I will directly be interviewing the brand experience manager, Miss Vanya. So, okay, Vanya, would you like to take a seat?
Hi, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. So, how are you today?
Great, always.
I'm happy to hear. I hope you're staying healthy with Corona and everything going on.
Yeah.
So, Vanya, when was Sababay established?
Well, Sababay established 2010, but we launched our product in 2013. So it takes 3 years to prepare everything until our product ready to be launched.
Okay, so Sababay is still quite young then, huh? If it's been...
Yeah, now we're in the 7th year in the market. So.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that. I've always thought that Sababay was like an old company, you know, something like my grandparents would have heard, but...
No, we're still young.
Uh-huh.
But you know, now we already have 12 SKU.
What does that mean?
Our product now, we're
Okay.
making 12 different products until now.
Okay.
For the wines.
Uh-huh.
So we are really productive and keep innovating.
Yeah. But you guys only do wines?
Well, last year we finally launched our Sababay distillery. So from wine we moved to the distillery as well. So now we're having spirits.
Yay, can't wait. Sababay Spirit. Maybe put one of the Sababay Spirit products there.
Yeah, so actually it's here.
Oh, so this is the spirit.
Yeah, so this is grappa, our first product for the spirits. It's made 100% from the local grapes.
Okay.
So we make wine first from the grapes and we distill the wine and then voila, here comes the grappa.
But technically speaking, what is grappa? Is grappa like a name, a specific type of grape, or is it like something in general?
Well, actually grappa is some kind of brandy, but Italian style. Normally, they drink it after dinner for digestive.
Okay.
So, what makes it different is we make it from wine, and it's really aromatic. So it's most likely like brandy.
Yeah.
Grape-based spirits. From the wine we distilled and then we age the spirits with French oak. So
Yeah.
that's why the color is kind of yellowish.
Okay,
Yeah, so
that's very cool. But how did you guys come up with the inspiration like grappa? Were you guys just suddenly one day, you know, around your office and was like, all right, let's start making spirits?
well, yeah, because the thing is, our grapes here in Bali is really productive, and in the vine, it's keep producing grapes, and we thought that it will be more efficient for us to make something, using more grapes than the wines. So we also realized that we wanted to be the innovative company. So we see the potential, and we think in Indonesia there's not a lot of crafted spirits made. So the idea is to make a crafted spirit made from grape paste. And here comes the grappa, because it's really rare to find grappa in Indonesia. And it's really beautiful, aromatic. You can still smell the grapes in the spirits.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It still has the grapes aroma and then the vanilla touch. And so to make this 1 bottle of grappa, we use 7 bottles of wine. So can you imagine, we can buy more grapes from the farmers.
So you guys use 7 bottles of wine to make
this one.
Okay, that's all.
Yeah.
So what would you do? Would you like, so the manufacturing process for grappa?
Yeah.
What would you guys do? Would you guys just open this and put it in the mixer, or?
Well, at first we process the grapes,
Okay.
the grape juice. We make into wine, and then the wine will be distilled in one distillery. It's a beautiful copper alembic you have to see in our winery. We distill it, and then obviously we boil the wine, and then we get the concentrate of alcohol, and we call it eau de vie, or the base spirits before it's become grappa. And then we age in French oak to have the structure, the aroma more balanced, and then it's ready like this.
Wait, I'm sorry, I'm assuming French oak, so I'm assuming that's the type of barrel, right?
Yeah, it's the type of the oak.
Yeah.
So it's from French because there's American oak and French oak.
Okay.
So different kind of oak giving different kind of aromas, structures to the products.
Have you guys tried experimenting with the oaks we have in Bali?
Well, obviously we didn't have the oaks here in Bali.
Okay.
We do have like coconut, palm trees, everything, but we never tried, to be honest, because the common practice is using oak. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very cool. And with the wine, would you also leave it inside the oak barrel? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So we use in our winery, it's a state-of-the-art winery. So it's not classic traditional, more into modern technology of winery. So all the wine is aged in the tanks.
Okay.
But we do use oak. We put the oak inside a tank.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Now, okay, Vanya, one thing that I'm really interested about is the history behind Sababay.
Right.
So what can you tell me about that?
Well, it's a long story short. So Sababay initiated by our founder Ibu Melati Ghazali back then, 2010. Her initiative is actually to help the farmers to be the bridge between the farmers to the market by buying the grapes from them. So we do fair trade system and corporate farming concept. So that's how it started. So at first, she wanted to help the farmers by buying the grapes from them and make it into wine. So we collaborate with the farmers. We didn't own the vineyard. The vineyard is theirs. But we do giving SOP to supervise them day-to-day basis to make sure that the grapes that they're producing is meeting our standard. So that's how it started.
Okay, so you guys would actually also help on the quality control.
Yeah.
That's very cool. I think we need more corporations doing that. Nowadays, I just feel like a lot of corporations are, all right, whatever, we leave the farmer alone and we'll just rake in the money. But it's very cool that you guys genuinely care about the farmers you work with and how you guys are also helping them within means of producing, would I say producing a better quality of grapes?
Yeah. So Sababay started by passion. Yeah. Our passion to make a really good quality of local wine, and also to collaborate with the farmers and also all the team behind our team, which is really innovative with creating products that maybe haven't been made before in Indonesia. So yeah, that's how it started. Yeah.
Yeah.
The name?
All right. What's the inspiration behind the name Sababay?
Well, yeah, the name of Sababay is actually originated from our winery location, which is near the Sabah beach. So we call ourselves Sababay, Sabah by the bay, basically.
It's very
the Bay
creative.
Of Sabah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you guys adopted one of the traditional Bali birds as your mascot.
Yeah, maybe you've realized that in each of every products of ours, there's a bird here, bird there, everywhere. So this is a beautiful Bali starling or Bali myna. we picked this bird as our mascot because this beautiful bird is almost extinct. 10 years
really?
ago,
Okay.
it's only 8 birds left. Can you imagine?
way.
Yeah, but nowadays they conserve the birds, and now it's getting better and better. But, it's become, I don't know, 200 something maybe nowadays. Still endangered, but yeah. It's the same philosophy with the grape farmers. Before, they almost give up with the grapes because they sell the grapes really cheap, only 500 rupiah per kilo. But now by collaborating with Sababay, it's become more sustainable for them to having better income, and yeah, so it's along the way with the birds as well.
Also, you guys also help out with the birds, right, in terms of protecting them?
Well, actually, we didn't really support the community, but we tried to make the awareness about this bird so people didn't sell it in the black market, because people didn't know that this bird almost extinct. We tried to, by this also bring the awareness. Yeah.
Okay. So Vanya, are there different types of variety regarding your wine?
Yeah, we have 4 series. So this is the Velvet series, and then Reserve series, Sparkling series, and Super Premium series. But in total, we have 12 different type of wine. We have the still, sparkling, white, red, rosé, fortified, not fortified. We try to be as innovative as possible to please the market, both tourists and also local market. That's why we also have our sweet series. But yeah, so we have 12 out of them.
So what are the difference between the Velvet, the Sparkling, and the Reserve?
Sure. So each series have different style and occasion, you may say. Like this one, the Velvet series is really enjoyable, for everyday kind of wine, entry level, easy to drink, like in the beach with friends, or we have Pink Blossom, the rosé, and then White Velvet, the white wine, and then Black Velvet, the red wine. All of them is semi-dry, so not too dry, not too sweet. This one we move to the Reserve series. We have 3 of them. So Reserve series is more complex in terms of aroma and taste. We have the Reserve Red, Reserve White, both dry. And Ludicia, this is our sweet red wine, kind of dessert wine. And then for the sparkling, we have 4 different types. This is Moscato de Bali, our iconic wine, which is also showcased in museum in France, in latitude.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, this one. It's a sweet, bubbly, sparkling white. This is sweet, bubbly, sparkling rosé, sweet, bubbly, sparkling red for the Lambrusco. And Ascaro is also the best seller, the Prosecco style. So this is light, but also dry, really refreshing. This is my favorite, by the way. And here comes the super premium one. So Machete is the port style red wine, 19% of alcohol, beautiful. And Mistel is for the women.
Okay. So what type of grapes would you guys use? Would they be like grapes from Bali, or would you guys have them imported, or?
Sure. So we mainly use grapes grown here in Bali, 2 type of it. The Alphonse Lavallee, you can see it in the supermarket or local market. That's the one that the farmers grow at the first time. The second one is the Muscat grapes, the green one. It's used for most of our whites, and for the red for most of our reds. But for some of the variants, we do blend with other grapes, which is imported, because we still do the R&D secrets for growing a lot more varieties here in Bali, because that's the biggest challenge, in these tropical climates, you cannot just grow everything here.
Yeah.
It's really difficult for us,
Yeah.
but we do try to plant a lot of variants here. But in the meantime, hopefully it will be ready soon. We still blend, but in every bottles of our wines, it has to be contain the local grapes.
Okay.
Yeah. The blend is to make the taste and the aroma and the character of the wine is better, but still unique with the local grapes.
Yeah.
Like this one that we try is the Reserve White. It's made from the Muscat grapes grown here in Bali, and we blend it with Chardonnay from Australia.
Okay. Yeah, I would cheers. I would imagine it would be. I would imagine it being quite difficult, huh, growing grapes in Bali.
Yeah, it's really tough because the climate is different, and also the humidity.
Yeah.
I mean, and then also the challenge also with the farmers. We have to really educate the farmers how to grow the grapes properly, and also to try the perfect type of grapes which can suitable in the soil in Bali, basically.
Have you guys tried growing grapes outside of Bali, but still in Indonesia?
At the moment, not yet, because as I mentioned before, that we work with the farmers and we focus on the farmers in Bali. Maybe in the future, we don't know.
So what would be like the ideal temperature, or like if you were to put in a room where you have the perfect scenario to grow grapes, like what would that room be like?
Yeah, it's surprising that the grapes can grow here in tropical climates. It's actually not necessary like the certain temperature, but most important is the dry and not humid area.
Okay.
So in north of Bali, it's dry. It's still warm there, but it's not as humid as here in south part of Bali.
Wait, so the grapes wouldn't grow if it's humid, or does it just like affect the taste of the grapes?
Yeah, it's affect the taste, and yeah, we don't want it to be less. It's not really sweet, and also a lot of fungus.
Yeah.
A lot of things. Yeah.
So how would you guys do the quality control of the grapes though? Would you guys like take a grape from a bucket, eat it, and be like, okay, this one's good, or
Right.
or would you like inspect each grapes individually? You know, like
Yeah.
well, like what's the process behind it?
Well, there's a lot of process actually. We try to combine the traditional method that farmers have, because they've been growing for many years and they know from the the shape, the color, the taste. But we also combine with the technology. We have this device to check the sweetness of the grapes.
Oh, without actually tasting it?
Yes, without actually tasting it.
And you guys, is this like device commonly used?
Yes, it's commonly used for growing not only grapes but fruits, something like that. I'm gonna show you here after.
Yeah, that would be very cool.
Yeah, you should visit our vineyard then to see, and then to try. This device is like this long, and then you just squeeze the grapes, put the juice inside, and then you can just see it, how many bricks or bomi.
You know, I'm always down to eat grapes. So grapes are my favorite fruits.
Right.
I love grapes. I love grapes, but I'm very picky when it comes to wine. Well, maybe it's because I don't have like a palate like yours, But to me, all grapes generally they all taste the same, and you have the green ones which are just a tad bit sweeter. But generally, as far as grapes goes, do you guys also make raisins by any chance?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. We do make compost from the residual grapes that we didn't use because we press the grapes to get the juice to make wine, but the residue like the skin, the seed, and the branch, we make it into compost. Well,
Okay. And I assume the compost would be generally used for fertilizing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what would be the process of manufacturing these wines?
well, it's pretty simple. You have the good quality of grapes, you harvest it, and then you press the grapes to get the juice, put some yeast, a special wine yeast, let it ferment it, and then age for a little while, and then voila.
Wait, what is special wine yeast? Because to be honest, I have
Yeah.
never heard that term until today.
Well, because there's a lot of type of yeast, you know, you can use it for bread, for tempe, for cassava, you know,
Yeah.
to make tape. But for this wine is a specific type of yeast, which good for the wine.
So, is this specifically for Sababay?
Yeah, we do use, but we didn't make our yeast. We buy the yeast, but it's used only for wine. The yeast that we use, not for bread. You cannot use like the yeast you make for bread or for tape, for instance.
Yeah.
So it's
But would you be able to, like, I'm assuming this is grappa?
yeah.
Like, you guys, would you guys also use the same yeast?
Yeah, for grappa is different process. Yeah, so you make the wine from the juice, grape juice, and then you put the yeast, and here comes the wine. Afterwards, you distill the wine, and it's become the grappa. So it's different method. It's distillation, not the fermentation. So when you have the alcohol from fermentation, then you distill to make the concentration of alcohol, and then you got the grappa.
So how would you distill the alcohol though? Like, do you guys have your own technique for it?
Yes, we have a special machine, a copper alembic distiller machine. So it's a huge machine to boil the wine.
Yeah.
And then make it into vapor.
Okay.
And then condense the vapor into liquid.
Okay.
That's how we make the spirits.
Okay, so once you have all this liquid,
Yeah.
and then that's when you guys start bottling it, or is there another process you go through before you guys actually start bottling it?
Yeah, for spirits, we do have some process to stabilize and a lot of things. Finally, when we have the finished product, then we bottle it. Yeah.
And would the wine be the same process as the spirit?
Yeah, it's quite different.
More or less?
More or less.
Okay.
But yeah, after the fermentation, you have the aging process. After the aging, you have a stabilization process to make sure the wine is stable, and a clarifying process to make sure the wine is not dirty from the dead yeast. So it's strained and then bottled.
So how long would you, so I'm assuming like each series of wine is, you guys would also age them differently, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's depend on the type or the style of wine that we want to make. But roughly, to make like white and rosé kind of wine, in Sababay we make it from grapes harvest to be bottled. It's around 2 until 3 years. 3 months, 2 until 3 months. And then for the red, it takes longer, 6 until 8 months.
So technically speaking, what is rosé? Is it like a different type of grapes and you guys call it rosé, or like?
Well, rosé is basically a wine with pink color. It made from, can be from red grapes or red and green grapes. But the color, we get it from the skin. So we use the red grapes, and then before we press the grapes, we crush them to get the color from the skin. We just settle down for 24 hours, for instance, to get the color to the juice. Then we press it, and here comes the rosé.
Yeah, that's very cool.
To have the pink juice, yeah.
So what would you recommend? Like, what should I pair with, let's say, your Reserve Red?
Right, for Reserve Red, yeah. The interesting thing is we really like to pair our wine with local dishes. We even put it on the back label. So if you can see, this is a pairing suggestion. For Reserve Red, we suggest to pair it with fried duck, babi ketchup, or semur daging, you know, mostly like Indonesian bold meaty dish.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for this one, the Reserve White, we have it with babi guling, opor ayam. Well, we have almost every, you know, familiar Indonesian dish. Even for this one, we have special wine paired with nasi padang.
Wow, really?
Yes, we have it here. Like here, spicy dish, Padang style food.
No way. I might start picking this up because I'm a big fan of Padang
Nasi
food.
Padang. And this one for the sweet, we pair it with martabak manis. So yeah, we really like to, you know, because people are afraid to do pairing with Indonesian food because they didn't have any idea. So here comes the thing that we think we should put it on the bottle so people can try
it out, yeah.
because there's a guidelines, right? We have with sate lilit, everything. This one with kambing guling, you know, gulai
What about
kepala,
nasi goreng?
Nasi goreng. Nasi goreng will be really nice with this one. Reserve White or the white velvet, because nasi goreng mostly like really oily. With the acidity of this wine, is really balanced nasi goreng taste.
I'm surprised you know all of this because if you were to ask me like what would I pair, let's say, Reserve Red with, I will just probably say the most generic thing ever, you know.
Steak.
Steak, yeah. Or what would I pair the white wine with? I don't know, pasta.
Yeah.
But I think it's really cool how you guys actually recommend local dishes, like you said, like Padang style food.
Yeah.
And the babi guling, etc. I think that's very unique and definitely very smart on how you guys choose to market your products.
Yeah, because we try to create our product which is suitable to be paired with a local dish and to be enjoyable in this tropical climate. So,
And outside of Bali, where else can I get Sababay wine?
Well, actually, we already distributed to 28 provinces in Indonesia.
Wow.
So all over Indonesia, in Jakarta, in Bandung, Surabaya, Jogja, Pontianak, Medan.
Oh, you guys are in
Lombok.
Pontianak too?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's that's cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect to see Sababay in Pontianak though. Does it sell well in Pontianak?
It's really good sales there. They really love this machete. This is the best seller for Pontianak market. They really love because it's sweet, red, and high alcohol, obviously. So it sells really nice. This is one of our best seller. And then here for the Bali market, because it's dry, white, sparkling. And then this one for every market favorites. So this is the champion for all over Indonesia. Moscato de Bali, our iconic. Ascaro in Bali. This one for mostly Pontianak.
What does this mean, by the way, Moscato?
Moscato is the name of the grapes
Okay.
because we use Muscat grapes.
Right.
So it's a Moscato family, grown in Bali. So Moscato de Bali.
And like, what was Sababay's first official wine that you guys released to market?
Right. Our first series is actually this three. The Velvet series is the first wine that we launched because back then we only used red grapes when we just established. This is the first two wine that we make, the Pink Blossom and the Black Velvet. And then we add another one variant, the White Velvet, for the first year of our productions.
You know, that's very cool. I'm honestly, I'm really happy to see how far Sababay has come as a company to reach to where you guys are right now. It's definitely not easy. I'm sure it took a lot of hard work from your end, and
so really like adventurous.
Yeah, like how did you find that journey? Like personally speaking.
Well, I I say maybe it's really fun.
Yeah.
It's really fun how we, create every product based on our market needs, our market research, and then seeing the response from the market. It's really fun, like a really rocky road journey.
Yeah.
To distribute to all over Indonesia, and there's a lot of potential.
Yeah.
But every island has different market, different taste, different preferences. So we try to be as innovative as possible to please all the markets. So yeah, I thought it's really fun.
So, personally speaking,
Yeah.
what made you decide to get into wine?
Get into the wine. Interesting questions. So the story is I was graduated from my former university. I studied about tourism, hospitality.
In Indonesia.
I do double degree in Indonesia and in France.
Okay.
And well, I spent 1 year in France, and it's really interesting to taste a lot of wines in France because it's it's really cheap, affordable.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
So I taste a lot of kind of different wines, and then when I go back to Indonesia, I just curious, and I found that Indonesia make wine, so it surprised me. Curious about the thing, and then I do little research, and then end up hired by Sababay. So yeah.
So that's how your journey began.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, it's not about me, about the products actually. So yeah, it's really fun and adventurous journey with Sababay. And we hope that we can keep innovating and keep producing a good quality of products, wine, and soon maybe a lot more spirits.
Yeah.
made from grapes. So yeah.
I would definitely be looking forward to your spirits. I'm a big fan of spirits.
Right, you should try this one.
Definitely, yeah, we'll do. Thank you, Vanya, for coming over.
Yes, it's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
We really appreciate that you and your team took the time to actually come visit us in Sunset. Like I know Sabah and Sunset is it's quite the distance, and hopefully we can collaborate with Sababay and you in the near future.
Yeah, you have to come to our winery.
Definitely. I'm always down to sample some grapes.
Sure.
And for you guys, I would recommend the Moscato. You can come get this along with different types of Sababay wines at Bali Wine Store. I think we have the complete collection of Sababay wine here. No, we definitely have the complete collection of Sababay wine, and this also goes good with nasi padang.
Yeah, with nasi padang, why not? Yes, thank you very much, Kevin.
You're welcome. Cheers.
Cheers.